Hey kids, we're back in the garage again today. If you remember this video up here in the top corner, this is where I made Stafford, my walking stick. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, show you how I make my wizard staff. Thus it got named Stafford. Anyways, as of right now, it just leans in my office up against the wall. Occasionally it gets knocked over, somebody bumps it, that kind of thing. So what I'm gonna try to do today is I'm gonna build a little mount for it so that I can hang it up in my office. So that's where we'll begin. Then when we're done with Stafford, over the last couple weeks, I have made some art pieces out of some old pallets that I had. I personally think they're pretty cool. Were some really neat patterns, but I need to make some frames for them so that I can finish them off, polyurethane them, and then we can hang them up. So we'll proceed with Stafford's mount. So first thing we got to do is decide the wood. In this case, I have an offcut of white oak here. We will go ahead and plane this down, get it to the right thickness, get everything where it's at, and then we'll cut it to the right length, which is going to be about 52 inches, because 16 on center studs, and I want it just to hang over the stud just slightly, so I'm going to go about 52. So 48 inches would go from stud to stud, be plenty long to hang up Stafford. So in this case, we'll get started with planing it, and then we will cut it, and then we'll put a little decorative edge on the main piece. I apologize, I forgot to record me cutting it, but all I did was just measure it 52 inches and cut it. So I just now finished cutting it to length, and I put a decorative edge on it. We'll sand it when we're done, but now I'm going to cut the side bits and put those for the front. There we have it, mounted. So I have it to the point where I can take Stafford off. I can put it back up, and that's where he'll rest in between hikes, and Stafford has a home. Also, I do a little bit of woodworking art. So this is a deer that I made a few years ago. Tried to make the back look like aspen wood. If you're interested in something like that, let me know and I can maybe make a couple on camera. Also, I live here in Georgia and I miss mountains. These are the Tetons. is I went to school not too far from here. So we used to drive over and see these mountains all the time. But anyways, so now I've got my walking stick. Stafford has a home, and I can look at my mountains. On to the next project. Over the last couple weeks, I've been making these art pieces out of old pallets I had left around. And so today I'm gonna build a frame for them. Again, I just did a zigzag pattern with this one. I thought it turned out kind of neat. I specifically twisted it so that it was off center, and it's that way deliberately. But now we're gonna just put a frame around the outside of this so that we can polyurethane it and lock in the color and then hang them. So let's find the right pieces. In my stockpile, I found these pallet runners. I think these would make a good frame for the outside and meet the rustic feel of it. So what I'll do is I need to cut them thin enough so that they're all the same. Then I'm thinking I'll go right down the middle, and then that'll be that one side, that'll be the other side, and then I can adjust from there. So let me start with the long sections, which are about 32 inches. So that's what it'll look like. I just need to cut it to length, and then the next ones will come to here and cover it.
Ask not what Big Top can do for you, but what you can do for Big Top. Please subscribe.
So this is the next piece. Similar zigzag, but I did it. You can either rotate it, and I measured it so that these are perfect equidistance from the side, so it's all the same. Anyways, we need to build a frame for this one as well. And I figured I'd use the same runners from the other pallet. So let's go ahead and cut those down and get those shaped. So that one's all done. I have a third one to go, but I think I might use nicer wood on that one. I'll show you in a second. So this is cypress wood. It's got really cool coloring. And they've got these offcuts of sapele. So I was thinking, if we do it like this, we have a nice sapele around the outside. So this turned out so good. Yes, this was a pallet, but it cleaned up so nice. But yeah, there's slight gaps, but that's fine. So this kind of looks like parquet flooring. So we're gonna take all these pieces of sapele, these cutoffs here, and we're gonna run them through the planer and get them all the same thickness. Now they're all the same uniform thickness and width. So now the outside's drying up. We'll leave it for a couple hours and let that set in, and then we'll come back and do the sides. All right, now we let it set. Now that we've glued things up, it's been a few days. I left these throughout the work week. You can see a little bit of glue has dried here along the sides. So I'm gonna use my orbital sander to kind of remove any excess glue, and I'll do the same on the other two pieces, and then we'll polyurethane it. Now the other pieces are a little different because you can see here, I want this to look rough and natural. So in some cases the glue's okay to leave, but the idea is the polyurethane will lock in the coloring and texture of these. By the way, this is the water-based polyurethane, and I went with the water-based because it's hanging on the wall, it doesn't really matter. It's just used to lock in the color, but it also dries about an hour, hour and a half faster than the oil. All right, so now the pieces are done. It's been a few days. I wanted to let them harden and fully cure. It's been polyurethaned, it's locked in and preserved the color. Now it's time to hang them, and I got these hangers just from Walmart, or you can find similar hangers to other locations. Because of the weight, I was gonna put one in each side. This is the top, this is the bottom. So I'll flip it over in just a second, we'll hammer them in, and then I've got some special wall hangers. These hangers are intended to work specific for drywall, and they will hold up to 40 pounds each. This is not 40 pounds, but as a precaution, I will put one on either end and it will hold the weight. So we'll get to that in just a moment. So this piece in total is 33.5 inches. So I figured if I go in 2 inches, and I put in one of these pieces, 2 inches in. Yeah, probably 2 inches down, 2 inches over. That should give me plenty of weight dispersion on the wall. So we're gonna hang these pieces in my upstairs hallway, and in doing so, I have this old piece that I did here. This is actually one of the very first pieces that I ever created. It's hung in the middle of my hallway exactly, and then I measured over where I want it, and I highly recommend these clips. You can find these on Amazon. The link will be in the description box below. Each one of these clips can hold up to 40 pounds. This big monstrosity, which is real thick and heavy, this is about 22. So I'd wager to say each one of these is probably between 5 to 10 pounds. So it's got some weight to it, but nothing that these can't handle. So I'll hang this one, and then I'll show you how I'll hang that one. Well, it was a lot of fun making these. I know you didn't see me make them directly, but I did polyurethane and then add the frame over the top. You didn't see this one, so this is a new one for you. But both of these were a lot of fun to make. I enjoyed making them. You also saw me make a rack for Stafford. So these are just fun woodworking things that I enjoy doing. So just get up, get outside, get off the couch. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.